Okay, back to some regular scheduled programming here. Get this thing going. She's been like what? I think it's been. Let me see. Since I've done like a regular live stream, almost 14 days. Yeah, I actually took 2 weeks off. Actually, I mean, I just did something today, but I think it's been a few weeks. So yeah, I'm back at this thing here. So I want to get it in today again, man. I'm trying to do some stuff. So uh, we're gonna go ahead and rock this thing at the 2 minute mark. A lot of stuff, not a lot of stuff, but just a lot of things I want to say on a few different topics. So I'm gonna be moving again. That's why I had to do a couple today because somebody asked me about PFL. So I said, all right, well, I'm gonna just do a separate stream on PFL and kind of give you the rundown on the fights. Then I wanted to talk about Jessica I retiring, and we already did that. So if y'all missed those earlier ones, y'all can go back and check them out. But these are the main things I wanted to discuss today. So we're gonna jump on in. I'm gonna rock it. Ain't got time. Let's see. Okay, Marcus Bell's in here. Two Beats, what's going on? All right, appreciate that. Hit that like. Okay. I think I'm gonna start changing things up too as far as like scheduling. Like I might start doing a video on a certain day. That way it'll help my scheduling when I got the busy days or something. Except you really can't do that with MMA. You can't really do that with sports because it comes down to what's really hot at the time. You know what I mean? Like something might just come out and people want to know about it, right? People want to just know about it. And you have to talk about it right then and there, right? It's more time sensitive. But me, I'll talk about it whenever because some people take news and they run with it. Me, I like to listen for a while. Like I don't really deal in clickbait or listening to clickbait. Or I take the time to read an article or I hear it straight from the fighter. That's how I usually do. Like I hear it straight from the fighter, sit on it for a little while, and then I think about it. Because sometimes, when you read certain things people put out, they just be switching things up. Like a while, a couple weeks ago. No, yeah. Like a week on my week off, some channel, like it's just some different MMA channel. Like it's not even like a big known channel. They said Whaley versus Carla was canceled. And I was like, what? They not even scheduled yet. Right. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm not even riding this train, the hate Carla train, because people just out here making it worse than it is. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I saw this video. It was like a 1 minute video. They said Carla Whaley was canceled. I'm like, the fight ain't even scheduled yet. They said Carla called the fight off. I'm like, what are you talking about? So people switch words around. So I'm not even into that. Like I said, I say what I say from now on. Well, I've been doing that, but you try to change my mind on this certain thing. I'm like, I'm not even listening because there's certain things out there, people switch up to make it worse than it is or to get people emotional. And it's not that serious. Like I said, that's why I ain't even playing that game. Oh, Todd, what's going on, man? Yeah. Stoyarenko. I ain't gonna lie, I picked Jesse Jess, man. I picked Jesse Jess, but it's all good. Stoyarenko, she needed it. She needed that fight. But yeah, I'm just doing a little intro here. I'm just talking first because just waiting for some. Okay, I got about 8 or 9 of y'all in here. So yeah, yeah, like again, like I ain't gonna, like I said, I ain't gonna be on this too long, but it just tripped me out. Like people take certain things and people will listen to it. Like the average casual fan, like I said, the people that come over here and like to get emotional and get mad whenever I don't ride with their particular fighter, they'll buy into that. Like I saw that video, I was like, Whaley versus Carla is canceled. I'm like, dude, they ain't even a date yet. It was just talked about. It's just talked about. So I was like, come on. Even now, people saying Carla was ducking. So I'm like, the fight ain't even scheduled yet. Now, if you say Caitlin's ducking Manon, okay, you got more of an argument because she called her out and now she pulled out, right? You got more to stand on. But when you just say something is canceled, I'm like, how you cancel the fight? It didn't even start yet. It wasn't even negotiated yet. So I don't listen to that clickbait. Coach, what's going on? Yes, that's why I listen. Like I said, Coach, he know what I'm talking about. Some of these people don't need to be talking MMA or WMMA. I'm glad Coach in here because I was listening to your round by round last night, and I see what you're talking about, man. Like boxing channels now, they trying to take it, man. You know what I mean? Like boxing channels, they trying to cover UFC now. And that's kind of taking our views. You know what I mean? Like you got boxing channels don't even follow MMA, trying to make their way over here because boxing's kind of, dulling down, right? So I said, I'm gonna support Coach, so I'm gonna support him because he covers MMA all the time, and he knows what he's talking about. So I said, I'm not doing round by round tonight. UFC 276, I'm gonna watch his, but you got other boxing channels out there pulling this up, taking our views. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to go on a rant tonight, but I'm just saying, like, people that work hard on it, that know the sport, like him, myself, we over here talking the sport, analyzing it, doing round by round, but then boxing channel come along. Oh, boxing ain't popping like that. We gonna run to a sport that normally we don't like. Normally they talk bad about MMA. They call it, oh, I don't like all that hugging and stuff. But as soon as your sport ain't doing good, you gonna come and take ours, huh? I'm just saying. But rant's over. Rant is over. It ain't really a rant. It was just stuff I've been seeing on my week off and stuff. I was just like, man, like that's really messed up. Okay, Coach said they have no idea what they watching. He said, man, we should do a round by round at the same time. Yeah, we gonna have to do that one night. Like, okay, Juliana Pena, Amanda Nunes night. That's the main event night. We'll do one that same night. July 30th, I'm there. I'll do one the same night. You do one the same night. And yeah, we got to interrupt that because I'm just like, if you ain't about this sport, don't try to take it. Just because one sport ain't doing good, come on now. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about with it, I'm just like, leave it alone. And it ain't no disrespect and ain't no starting thing. It's just like when I'm watching your channel, and then I see another channel taking what should be yours. I'm just speaking logic, you know what I mean? I'm just saying logic. So yeah, I'll do one July 30th though. And you do one July 30th. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start it for the whole card. I'm gonna start it for the whole card. I'm gonna keep that thing playing just so it take those views and shoot, you take those views too, I just think that was crazy, but yeah, but anytime them boxing channels try to do MMA, I ain't going over there. I gotta stick to doing mine or watching yours, Coach. BJ, he jump on and do one, yeah. But yeah, man, let's talk, man. Let me see. I got about till 8:15 tonight. Like I said, I ain't gonna go too long. I know Coach he gonna jump on too tonight, so I want to go over there and listen. And I got some other stuff to do, so let's get into this thing. I want to talk about. Let's talk about Valerie Loureda real quick before we talk about last night's fights. I want to go ahead and get that out the way, man. Valerie Loureda, a few days ago, she announced that she's stepping away from the world of WMMA and she's going into WWE. And she got a little emotional when she was talking about it. She signed over to WWE. She said she was done with it. But at the same time, it seemed like she was happy with the choice. She said that going over to WWE kind of gives her a chance to express herself. She dedicated her life to MMA or whatever. But she said it seemed a little bit Well, I'm gonna pull up the article. She said it seemed like it was a little bit more draining, but this world of WWE seems a little bit more. Uh, it seems a little bit more up to speed for her, and I ain't gonna lie, that's what she is, right? Like she's an entertainer. Like I've never got the like Valerie. I've never really got that feeling from her. Like she was really in it. Like she was one of those grinders. Like in Bellator, like Denise Kielholtz and uh Julian Velasquez, even Lee McFarlane. I don't see her pushing it like that. Valerie Loureda seemed like she wanted to go a different direction with. Coach said when we on at the same time, I just use my phone to watch you. Okay, yeah, I do the same thing, man. I got two phones, so when I got a round by round on, I got you. I got my little phone playing in the background with yours. So yeah, we'll have to do that. That's crazy. I be doing that too, man. But let me see here. Valerie Loureda, she said this: I've now become the first Cuban American woman, and now I'm a WWE star. Okay, she ain't a superstar yet. She just got signed. Okay, she's all right. I'm really excited. I've dedicated my whole life to martial arts and everything that's come to this moment, and this is my opportunity to showcase my culture and entertain the world. I'm emotional because I worked really hard my whole life. I had a very hard upbringing every day, trained hard, hoping to make it to the next step, just chasing the dream that I had in my heart since I was a baby. All right, hold on. Let's see. Valerie Loureda is a very young, talented athlete who can accomplish plenty in WMMA for years to come. But for now, she wishes her best of luck. But for now, we wish her the best of luck as she pursues her dream of WWE. That was coming from Scott Coker. He said she'll remain an active and under contract fighter with Bellator, and we look forward to welcoming her back. Okay, so right now, she's oh yeah, what's going on, Robot Chickens? He's welcome back. What's going on, James Perez? What's up? So right now she's still under contract. She's still under contract as an active fighter, but she's just pursuing this venture into wrestling, right? She's just moving on to wrestling as of now, but who knows? Like I said, she might not come back to it, but it's probably like a UFC thing. Like y'all remember when Miesha Tate left 5-6 years, her contract was still in play. So when she came back, if she was going to come back to fight, she has to fulfill her contract, no matter how many years she's gone, right? So the same thing could be said for Valerie Loureda. That could be the situation, right? If she come back to fight, contract is there. But yeah, my thoughts on Valerie Loureda, making the changeover. I have no problem with it. Like I said, like some people were making big deals saying, oh, like she's quitting, she ain't trying, or she didn't have it anyway. Well, that's what you got to do if you don't have it. Like what are we always talking about with a lot of these WMMA fighters? Since Coach here tonight, like we always be talking about these women not getting enough promotion or not getting enough dollar, or not even promoting themselves the right way. Well, as somebody that said they had a hard upbringing, Valerie Loreda's, she's trying to. She's not trying to see them days anymore, right? So she's going that route where she can get some money, and business wise, she's making the right thing. Yeah, Coach said she wasn't used properly. No, yeah. So she's somebody with the mindset that she gonna keep thinking like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. But when she was here at Bellator, like you said, she wasn't using. They weren't utilizing what she has. She took it on herself to say, you know what, I'm gonna do a Paige Van Zandt. Actually, Dana White, they did better with Paige Van Zandt. The fact is, she just didn't really have the talent to hang with the UFC caliber fighters, right? See, Valerie, she probably could have had that, but she didn't have that promotion. She didn't have that backing. The money ain't there. You ain't fighting. That number one thing, look, you ain't fighting often. I mean, I was talking about this last year, man. Like the Bellator flyweight division, all of these women ain't fighting but once every 2 years, if that. I was watching the other girl, Bruna Ellen, and I looked at her record. She hadn't fought for like 2 years, or even the champion, Juliana Velasquez, once a year. So somebody young and camera friendly, social media friendly, like Valerie Loureda, she gonna want to be out there. Yeah, like you said, yeah. Scott Coker, he didn't know how to push it. He didn't know how to use it. So she said, you know what? I'm gonna go over here. Vince McMahon, he knows how to push these type of, images or, characters. And that's where I'm going. So, the first thing she said, look, when they signed her, the contract, they saw what she could be. That money was already better than what she was getting for Bellator. So she said, I'm gonna take a look at this money versus the hard work I got to keep putting in MMA. Now wrestlers, they work hard as far as keeping their figure and being athletic. I ain't gonna knock that. But you ain't taking like this constant beating over here. WWE, you can get damage now. Like, I can't remember the wrestler's name, the one that was married to one of them twins. Like, he's got a back issue, right? I can't remember his name. Like, I ain't good with wrestlers anymore, but Two Beasts is in here. He know who I'm talking about. One of them wrestlers he's married to one of those twins, and he has like a back issue now. And I was just looking at like a lot of these wrestlers, they do wind up dying early, but they could still have a better career, like especially the women, than how it's turning out for a lot of the WMMA fighters. So that's my point. Valerie Loureda, I think she's making a good business move for her. He said Daniel Bryan. Is that him? Hold on. Daniel Bryan. Yeah. He was married. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Because I remember when I first heard that, I was like, wow. And he seemed pretty bad off. So yeah, wrestlers, they have it rough too now. They have it rough too. They take a lot of, I know, what's his name? Ric Flair used to have surgery on his back a lot from falling on it. So there's danger there. But the money's better for any woman right now that has the look. They have the character, they have the social media following. It's smarter for them to go that route than it is for WMMA, especially if your organization ain't pushing you, right? So she's making a wise choice to me. Like he said, she's still active, but I was looking on Twitter like when she first announced it. I don't know if I told Coach this, but she was getting some flack from, of course, Casey O'Neill. Casey O'Neill was talking about, oh, she ain't even try or something like that. Now she already quitting. I think she deleted that tweet real quick though. But I was like, man, like Valerie only like 4-1. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like she teased everybody. She became number one contender and then ducked a big fight. You know what I mean? We seen that happen before. Y'all know I ain't even gonna go there, but we seen fighters get a belt and not defend it, or fighters get to a spot and tease y'all and then boom, they gone. But Valerie, she's so early in her career where it's just like at some point it's going to be unnoticeable. Y'all gonna probably know her more for wrestling. There's gonna be a point like 5 years from now, people are like, oh, she was in Bellator? I didn't even know. Because the character she is outshines the promotion she's with. You know what I mean? Like, it outshines Bellator. So Bellator, yeah, they need to get on it, man. Like, these women got to be more active, or they all gonna run. Like, of course, some of the ones that are more into fighting, they ain't going anywhere, but they'll try to fight out their contract and get to the UFC or something. But Valerie, yeah, I think she was kind of like a gold mine they were sitting on. They just didn't know how to push her. Let me look at her following right now. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Got like 15 people. I'm just kind of running through this stuff here I wanted to talk about, but when I get to the next topic, I'm gonna check these comments here. But hit that like. Yeah, She already at 938,000. So imagine when she hits WWE, she'll probably be at like 2-3 million followers on Instagram within end of the year, or by next year she'll probably have 2 or 3 million when she's in WWE. And y'all know Instagram followers for these women, it leads to money. It's not just followers. Like, you don't have to worry about pay-per-view numbers anymore, anything like that. Like, that's going to lead to other ventures for her, where you start getting paid off of your Instagram. So who knows? She's probably getting that now, but wait till she gets to another level. So business is business, man. Sometimes you know, fight game is fight game, but if there's something much better, especially for women, I would recommend that, to go that route, because you see how hard it is to push women in this in any promotion now. Like, not a lot of people are still fans of WMMA. So it's just one of those things, you know. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. You know, Valerie leaving her career behind, 4-1, but the main part is she's still active. So you might see her one day, but I really doubt it, especially when she was so far at the bottom. I don't think she's gonna fight her way back to the top there whenever that money starts rolling in and Vince McMahon has her in high demand. You know, she ain't gonna come back, I think. All right, so let me see here. Yeah, Coach was saying Scott was messing up. Yeah, he was, man. Robot Chicken said, who wins, Pudilova or Wu Yanan? I'm gonna go with Pudilova. Early look, I think I'm gonna rock with Pudilova on that one. All right, let's see. And that was and I think that fight, when is that fight? I don't know. I gotta look at some dates. All right, so moving on. Moving on here. Stoyanko, man. I'm gonna be brief on this one too, just like her fight. Stoyanko, man. I didn't see that coming. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't see that coming. Who else saw that coming? Of course, everybody had picked Jessica Rose Clark. They didn't see it coming. You know, I thought Jessica Rose Clark had this one on lock. You know, Stoyanko had me fooled, thinking she was just gonna come in there and go through the motions. But y'all gotta watch out, man. These fighters on 3-fight losing streaks, 4-fight losing streaks, they dangerous. They dangerous, man, because when they see that their career or their contract is, you know, right on the verge of being burned, is held to the fire, they'll amp it up. And Stoyanko, she's not really the type of fighter, I don't think, that quits. She kind of just goes through the motions where she'll kind of falter, crumble throughout a fight. But it's not like she's not trying. I think she just feels limited. But she went back to basics on this, because y'all know her jiu-jitsu game has been pretty. I think we say her jiu-jitsu game is hell of a lot better than Clark. We know that her game is better than Clark when it comes down to the ground. But Stoyanko went back to basics, you know, going back to the ground here, and didn't go into a war. See, she's been known for them wars of her past few fights. And that, I remember that one fight she had back in Invicta, but you know, I think that was taking years off her career and just limiting her. But here, she took the right approach. You know, she took the right approach. Seen what happened last time, took it straight to the ground, surprised Rose Clark because she wasn't prepared for that. Stephanie Edgar showed the same thing, and she got it done. Vicious, man, vicious. Matter of fact, y'all seen what happened. Ain't nothing to talk about the fight. I just want to talk about what happened now. Jessica Rose Clark said she's going to have elbow surgery now. You know, so that's going to put her out even longer. Might even put her out. Might even have her rethinking, you know, coming back to the fight game. Oh, James G, what's up? He said, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, man. It's been a hot, sunny, chill Sunday out here. Took a power nap. Back up. Did a few things, you know, today. Ran some errands, but hope everything good, James. So yeah, Jessica Rose Clark pulled this article up. Anticipates elbow surgery. I mean, her elbow was pointing to the sky, man. Like at the point, at the angle her elbow was, it was. I, my stomach turned when I saw that last night with y'all. I was like, man. I said, here it comes, and Rose Clark, she tapped so quick. I was like, yeah, it's broken. I was like, yeah, it's broken. But yeah, let's see here. See, Clark spent 3 hours in the Vegas hospital. Let's see, indicated her opponent was to blame for the extent of the damage, telling fans she did a really good job of continuing to armbar me after I tapped. But that's fine. It is what it is. I felt great. I still cried the entire time I was at the hospital, but I feel all right. I'm understandably heartbroken, but I did everything right this camp. I did everything right this camp. Did everything right this camp. I don't know about that. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying I don't think you did, because you know that arm bar, it wasn't really like a fluke thing. It was textbook set up, right? Textbook set up. I know she got the double leg on her, but I mean, we'll have to go back and analyze. She knows what she was supposed to do in that position. I mean, it could have been prevented, right? But yeah, let's see. Yeah, she said she did a really good job of continuing to arm bar me after I tapped. Yeah, so after she was already tapping, she was pulling. Yeah, she was pulling. And that's why I said fighters like Stoyanenko are going to be dangerous, because, you know, they don't want to give that person a chance. They tired of losing. They are tired of losing. So yeah, she's gonna have to have elbow surgery. And Stoyanenko said this at the post fight. Let me see. If I get submission, I'm gonna snap it. Dang, yeah, she's savage now, man. Look, she said, if I get the submission, I'm gonna snap it. And you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for that. That could have been prevented. But Stoyanenko's not playing. She said, I wish. Let me see. I'm not gonna. Okay, so she says she's coming back. Rose Clark says she's not done yet. She's coming back. Let me see. Oh wow. Clark says she's getting messages from people telling her that if you lost money betting on me, she said, go F yourself. I lost half a paycheck. Yeah, Stoyanenko, she been on that losing end too long, and she said, look, when the submission comes now, before they slipped, not this time. She said she's gonna snap it. Hold on, let me see if I can play this thing. Well, yeah, yeah, I think it was TJ. Somebody said that. Yeah, Jessica Rose, she's always been durable, like very scrappy, tough. But I've never really been like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like I've never been like, oh wow, she's got something. It's always kind of been teetering between are you there and not there, right? It's never been a moment where I was like, oh yes, this girl, she got something. I wish she could just rise to the occasion. You know, even like Mackenzie Dern has the ability to step out of the box, but something like Rose Clark just never really stepped out. Hold on. I'm just kind of flipping through what she was saying here. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah. I've been fighting for a lot of years. I'm in MMA since I was 17 years old, and I had a couple of fights in MMA, couple of fights in jiu-jitsu where I do regret that I did it too soft. See? She said she gotten soft, right? In those moments where I lost those submissions, they teach me to snap it until the referee stops it. And this is what I'm doing now. Every time I get a submission, if I get the submission, I'm going to snap it. So y'all better be careful now. If y'all face Stoyanenko, she ain't playing. She says she gonna snap it from now on. But that's what it is, man. Fighters on these losing streaks, they dangerous. I'm not counting anybody out anymore. I'm not making that mistake unless you really. Hey, Carolina Kovacevic, you see what she does. You see what she done. I mean, even if it's on a lower level, they still do what they do. But that's crazy, man. Shout out to Clark though. I picked her. I'm still a fan of her. She seemed cool, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. She got to rethink if she gonna come back and fight, man. Because if you had, I'm honest enough to say, if my fighter that I'm a fan of is doing well or not, and I I don't see a great deal of improvement there. Like I said, maybe she got other things going on. She had some injuries in the past, but I just don't see like something that really stands out. I was just a fan of how she's scrappy and tough, but it's a rough game, man. So I think it's something she'll have to rethink. Robot Chicken says Stoyanko didn't look bad in her last fight, even in a loss. And she didn't look bad with her weight cut this time. She made 136. So maybe she's been on her right diet, because that last time she about passed out, but she's been good to go. Marcus said Julia can be dangerous with the armbar, but that could depend on whether or not she gets pieced up first. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it is though with Yulia. Like, Yulia is dangerous on the ground. When she gets drawn into a slugfest, I won't say it's over, but she's not in the best of position to win a fight. That's not her game. Like, her defense it's striking is C minus. But when she's on the ground, that's where she's really, really alive, I think. So, yeah. Good submission win, though. Man, that Alex Pereira fight, though. Alex Pereira knocking out John Strickland. I should have put money on that, because I did pick Strickland, man. No, I picked Pereira, excuse me. Alex Pereira, I picked him because I was looking at Sean Strickland's style, and he always coming forward like that. I said, you know what? I bet you Pereira gonna knock him out, because Pereira tall, he long, but he's solid. He ain't like skinny. He ain't like, even if he was skinny, like Pereira's got that muscle to him. You know what I mean? He's very firm and sturdy, and he makes his shots count. Even looking at his kickboxing, I was watching him. So I said, the more Sean come forward, yeah, he might have a chance to overwhelm, but he's really walking into a knockout, and that's what it was, man. I thought it was gonna be the right hand, as Pereira found that measuring, but it turned out to be that left hook, which definitely would have knocked me out because I was expecting the right hand, and Pereira threw the left hook, and it surprised me. So I was like, "Oh, I like this. I like it, man." I was going for Pereira anyway, so yeah. Not only I wish I put money, but yeah, I was going for him. But Izzy probably gonna have nightmares now. But that's what it is, man. Pereira, he almost, had me kind of questioning, just because he was at 5-1 coming into the fight. But I said, this is the right style. You got a guy that's scrappy like Pereira. He gonna walk into something, because he's dealing with the real, true kickboxer. So yeah, those are probably my favorite finishes on the card. Pereira knocking out Strickland, and I like this finish for Stoyanko. The main event was a good technical fight. I gave like Cannonier one round in that fight. That was about it. What can you say? The striking and the stand up, and the range of Izzy is just too much for Cannonier. If Cannonier had more success like he did with those moments on the inside and his clinch, he probably could have got a little further. But the speed, that speed and timing of Izzy is just too much. You got a lot to worry about. Which the head kick, the right hand, the switching from southpaw to orthodox. Just so many things coming. You don't know what to focus on. So yeah, the main event was a good technical fight. Yeah, like I said, I had to go with Volkanovski. I picked Volkanovski too. You know that because I wanted Max to win, but y'all gotta understand, man. When somebody goes 2-0 with a fighter like Volkanovski, the third fight's only gonna get worse. I've never really seen a rubber match when the guy's already 2-0. That's why I knew it was gonna just get worse because Volkanovski is getting better. He's getting better. He's improving. Whereas Max, he's seen better days. Max Holloway's seen better days. So when I saw Volkanovski striking from the outside, I was like, oh, he knows something. Like a lot of people, we in the beginning, I know I was thinking myself, like, Max Holloway going to have success from the outside because he's going to have longer reach, use his long reach and keep it at a distance. But speed kills, man. Volkanovski's quick. He could land, get in, get out. Those right hands in the beginning, they were working. Then when that cut came in, and I saw the body language. Yeah, Wild Tiger. Yeah, Max Holloway. We started looking like really weak in that second, third. I was like, yeah. I was like, this is it. He might even get stopped. But he hung in there. I just think, Max Holloway, he's seen better days, and there's really no way I could just like pick him because, Volkanovski, I was taken away from him if I'm not saying he ain't getting better as a fighter, and he is. So overall, man, we had a decent card. Was there anybody else on there that I was wowed by? Like as far as the men, let me see. Oh man, Robbie Lawler. I ain't gonna lie, Robbie Lawler. He kind of pissed me off with that. Oh man, like look, I'm not saying like it's an emotional fan. I'm talking like if I was in his corner, I would be pissed off. Like if I'm in his, that's what I'm doing here. Corner talk. This ain't emotional fanboy talk. Because I'm not like this great diehard Robbie Lawler fan, but I was watching this fight as somebody who was clearly going to win this fight with his boxing, but he started taking too many punches and he started giving the young guy too much of a chance. I mean, who else was pissed off about Robbie Lawler and Barberina? I I was like, man, you got this fight won when he was showing the skills. I was like, he was in there deflecting, blocking some of these shots from Brian and Robbie Lawler, he landing the harder punches up the middle, rocking him, doing damage. But you know what it is, man. 40 years old. We say, we say age ain't nothing but a number. When you try to fight a young man's fight, we all know the answer was gonna happen, man. Like Robbie Lawler could have won an older man's fight if he would have fought smarter. If he would have fought smarter and just, pick shots, school the younger man, because Brian Barberina, he wasn't doing anything spectacular. He was just young and gutsy, and coming back with power. But he wasn't doing anything like to really wow me. Robbie Lawler was still showing a lot of experience there. He was showing some good experience, but like I said, 40 years old kick in, man. You stay in there too long, you start taking them big them big shots, and you'll feel it. You feel it. So I I was just a little disappointed with that. I mean, it was a good fight overall. Yeah, like Barberina, you'd rather him win since he is the younger guy. No problem with that. So I just thought it was disappointing if I was in his corner, because I was like, man, you could get this. You could get this, man. You could stop this guy. But nope. Robbie might need to be looking at retirement too. I was disappointed in the Sean O'Malley situation. The eye poke. I was looking for a good striking match, but hey, ain't nothing to say on that one. Let me see. As far as retirements, who else? Yeah, I talked about this earlier. Yeah, Cowboy Cerrone. Yeah, he's gone. Better be gone now. He got like over 50 fights, and of course Jessica I. So yeah, let's talk about Macy Barber next here. Let me check these comments before I jump to Macy here. James Perez said Lawler was beating him. Bam Bam got a chin, and he just clipped Lawler back to back and just got him out of there. Yeah, when he landed that one, I think it was like a right or a left hand, and he went into the cage and he just started taking shots. I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. Lawler, he landed some nice body shots too. Like there was a couple good body shots he landed in that first round. He landed some nice body shots in there, man. I was like, okay, I like this. You know, he's going to the body a little bit, going back upstairs. But I don't know. All right. So yeah, let's jump to this next one here. This is like a two-parter with Macy Barber. Macy Barber, 30-27 over Jessica I. 30-27. I agree with the decision. Like I said, I didn't see Jessica I do enough to win a round. Uh-oh. Pulling up some on Jessica I. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll talk about this in a minute. Macy Barber, she's been working, she's been improving, and she picked up where she left off from April. April, y'all remember Macy Barber went in there and dominated, ragdoll, manhandled Montana De La Rosa. And I ain't gonna never forgive myself for this one. Why did I pick Montana De La Rosa? I said it myself. I said, Macy's a dog. I'm gonna have this argument on every live stream when this topic come up, man. Like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Why did I pick why did I pick Montana that night? I was almost so confident I was gonna put money on that thing, but I said, you know what, I ain't forget it. I was arguing with myself to pick Montana. And never again. I ain't never gonna do that again, man. Cause Macy got enough to beat these lower level fighters. I ain't never gonna do that again. Never. When Macy gets up to the top 5, Macy, I'm probably gonna stop picking her there. But right now, it's Macy all the way with certain styles. But Macy versus Andrea Lee, Macy Barber versus Calvillo. Yeah, I'll pick Macy Barber there. But when you get up to Macy versus Manon, nah, she couldn't even beat Alexa Grasso. Macy Barber versus Viviane Araújo, ooh, that would be good. I'm still gonna go with Araújo, Chikagan. But what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Anyways, back to the topic. All right, sorry. Macy Barber doing what she did to Jessica I know a lot of people felt like Jessica I, even me, thought she had a veteran's chance. Some people felt like, hey, she was gonna go in there and box her. Which she had the skill. She had the skill to box her. She got the hands to do it. But she took this approach like she did with JoJo, where she tried to dog. Like she went in there and wanted to dog with Macy Barber. And I was like, oh no, not this. Like she tried that with JoJo, it didn't work. But you try this with a young, strong, improving fighter like Macy Barber, somebody that, is learning how to use their strength and their weight on the inside. That's not a good look. That's not going to go. That's not going to work. Because I did watch JoJo and Jessica I like a little while back again. Did I? No, not that fight. But I remember this. JoJo and I, when they fought, Jessica I had this same approach. And JoJo was able to land and strike, just like piece her up on the inside, with Muay Thai, with the Muay Thai clinch and dirty boxing. But here, my thing was, you try to do this with Macy. Like, I think Macy and her wrestling, like Uriah Faber's just taking her to the next level with it. He's really helping her with clinch control. She was just going to have success. And that's what I saw with her improvements here. Like, is Macy's not really afraid to go to the ground anymore. She's not really looking lost. She knows how to move her hands. Like, she knows how to move her hands on the inside. She knows how to move her hips now. She's getting more comfortable in there. And she don't just hold. Like, I was doing a lot of holding. Like, Macy Barber, could very well be dangerous at some point in her career. I'm not gonna say like she championship dangerous, but she's gonna be dangerous to the top 10 if she's staying active like this on the inside. Like if she ain't a hugger and she's more of a inside fighter, she gonna be a hell of a lot more dangerous. She will, I can say that, you know what I mean? Like I'm not overhyping, but I'm just saying like if she goes the right direction as far as how to control her weight, uh, she's learning how to breathe on the inside. She's a 3-round fighter. Macy Barber's a 3-round fighter. Let's not forget that. She never gasses. So that's another way to look at it. Somebody that gets stronger and starts to learn their technique more, they'll be dangerous one day. But I did see some nice improvements in Macy Barber. Good elbows on the inside, never stop working, fights for 3 rounds. I always said that about her. She's a 3-round fighter. Started out a little bit earlier. She wasn't shadow boxing this time, which was good. But again, that was contributed, from I, because I was pushing her. I was in her face. I was clinching her, so she had something to connect on. So that's still another thing to look at. Like when she's at a range with somebody that knows how to fight at range, will she be able to succeed? Because Miranda was out striking her. Miranda Maverick was out striking her in that fight. Lex Grasso did. De La Rosa and I kind of gave her more of a target. So yeah, there's a lot of things to look at, but this particular fight, she did improve. Like I said, the second round too was probably the one round where I think a lot of people thought was close, but I don't think it was. I thought Jessica I just had nothing to offer with that one takedown. You just can't lay on somebody. I was saying, referee stand this thing up, just stand the fight up. But it was still another Macy Barber round. Macy almost looked close to stopping Montana with, some of them elbows. She did rock her a few times, but yeah, she's getting the tools sharpened. Now, how far these tools are going to take her, that's still yet to be seen, because that ego is getting strong again. Macy smelling herself a little hard again, man, because y'all heard the post-fight interview. I shared it. And once again, when the champion's name comes up, Macy Barber feels like she could do some exposing of Valentina Shevchenko. Oh man, what's up with people now? Like, I mean, this has always been a big part of. This has always been a part of any combat sport. Like, the minute somebody doesn't look close to 100% with champions, people are always ready to use that word exposed now. Like, exposed seems to be the word that's chasing Valentina now. Like, off of the one fight now, people really think that Valentina was exposed. And like I said, I'm not going to harp on this. I'm not going to stay on this too long, because I want to talk about what Macy said. Let me just pull this up. But why is it that people, every time they say one fight, they like the word tested don't come up? It's exposed. Just because you never seen something happen before. Like, talk to me. What is it? Because now even other fighters are saying it. Misha Tate says it. Macy Barber saying it. Fans are saying it. Well, it don't really matter what the fans say. It more so makes me wonder what the fighters are thinking, because you would think that they will hold their champion in high regard and understand why Tyler was able to do what she did. See, that's where I was coming from. I already knew what Tyler Santos could do. I said Tyler Santos, even if she don't win, she gonna give Valentina a good fight and she gonna win some rounds. See, I know when to put some put a stamp on something because sometimes people they tell me, oh, this person and that person they can't do it, but I say, okay, I can tell you at least. Like I ain't even say like Jennifer Maya was gonna beat Valentina. I said I bet you Jennifer Maya can at least win one round, and I was right. But you never heard me say Lauren Murphy was going to win a round because I didn't think she could. Caitlin Chikagian never said she could win a round. I said Jessica Andrade had a puncher's chance, but you didn't hear me say she could win a round. But I felt something about Jennifer Maya could at least win a round. I didn't say she win the fight. But when it came to Tyler Santos, I said she might could do something. I said, I don't know. I'm say about 60, 40, 70, 30, but something about Tyler Santos. I said, you know what? She might can do a little something. Don't be surprised if she win the first 2 rounds or so. And I know nobody wants to say I was right on that, but she won on a card. Regardless of what you think, she impressed one judge to win a card. So I told you Tyler Santos had a style. But now when it comes to Macy and these other fighters thinking she's been exposed, y'all got to understand, like, this goes out to the fighters too. Like, they should know better. Like, Tyler's got the certain attributes going into this fight. She's got certain things that was going to make it a tough, rough fight for Shevchenko. Whereas everybody else, I can't say that. Because if it was true, I would have said, okay, they'll just do what Pena does from here. Or I could say Macy Barber, oh, all she got to do is Tyler Santos. But do you really have the IQ? Do you really have the ground game to do exactly what Tyler Santos was able to do? I don't think so. Right? Like, I think even known she'll give a tough fight to Valentina, but it's not going to be in the same fashion. Like, I think she has the size and the strength, durability, and the speed to go in there and connect, but it's going to be in a different fashion. That's why I'm sticking with those fighters. Like, I haven't been wrong on the ones that could win rounds or at least give Valentina a tough fight because I'm really watching them. I don't get so praised by Valentina where I say, oh, nobody stands a chance. I know who doesn't stand a chance and who does. But even like with Misha Tate, like, I don't know. I know she could do what she did at 135, but she's just not. She doesn't have that defense. Like, she doesn't have that strength. Well, first of all, she get hit too much. Like, I don't know if she would be able to do what Tyler Santos did because of that. I know she did what she did at bantamweight to certain fighters, but some styles they just don't spell. They just don't spell trouble for me. They just don't spell trouble for me like that. But yeah, like I said, so far I've been right on it. When people try to say nobody can win at least a round, I tell you that Tyler Santos at least won. She won on a card. But let me see. Yeah, as far as exposure though, like I said, I'm not listening to people when they say exposed anymore. But I want to hear what Macy Barber had to say. If you haven't heard, I want to share it with you. So hold on here. Let's see. Macy Barber, Valentina Shevchenko is being exposed. Being exposed. Let me pull this thing up here. Hold on. Doggone ads. Come on. Now, do I like what? Am I glad that Macy won? Do I like this energy? Oh yeah, I do because you got a little bit of fire back here. You know what I mean? So I ain't saying that I want her to. I'm definitely not saying it ain't no Macy Barber hate at all. I'm just saying, like, if you want to get to that point, you got to be real. You got to think logical. With people that are calling her out saying she backed out. I know that Casey O'Neal's not, but I know that she has a road to. I really don't want to see Casey O'Neill and Macy fight yet either, man, because that fight is not a good one because it's prospect versus prospect. You know? Yo, Ruben, yeah, Ruben said Barber. She need to shut up. Yeah, she getting ahead of herself, man. While this is low, let me check some comments here. USC says some people are dumb. Not just some people, a lot of people. Everybody said I feel Valentina will beat Santos in a rematch. Wild Tiger said I'm a chill fan. She said I don't overdo it and all that. Dude, some of these fans are toxic and folks be having these presidential debates. Well, you know what? I don't mind the debating so much. I don't like the trash talk sometimes when people just start crying and they get mad at people because if one person don't like if one person don't like their fighter, they get mad. You know what I mean? Like that'd be like me getting mad at BJ because he likes Montana. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a huge Montana fan, but like or he like Casey O'Neill. Like if I started calling him names, that's where it get crazy. But we can talk, like we can debate on who's a better fighter. I don't care about that part. I just don't care for people when they dislike me for disliking their fighters. Let me see. This thing taking a minute to come up. Hold on. Macy Barber. Two beats. Yeah, two beats. He said Barber don't want that smoke from King. Oh boy. Now see, we could debate that. Like, ain't nothing to get emotional about that. Like, see a comment like that. That's fun to debate. Like, that's just like fun talk right there. Because I know that's not true. I know Barber wants that King smoke, and I think Barber might win that fight. Like I said, this is talk like I said over here before I while this video was trying to buffer. When I'm talking over here, this is how I talk to people in person. Like when I talk to people at the gym, we sit down after working out or something. When we talk about the fights, we just talking about it. Like we not calling everybody names and stuff like that. You know, we ain't getting emotional. Like when people stop coming to the channel because they think, oh, you don't like Rose or you don't like Valentina or somebody, or you don't like so and so, or you gave somebody props and they stop coming over. I'm like, man, get out of here. I ain't got time for that mess. I'd be like, we supposed to just be talking. You got your opinion, I got mine, right? Got 20 people. Make sure y'all hit that like so we can keep on talking. Of course, I just got a few more minutes tonight because yeah, I'm uh, uh, hold on. James Perez said, "Who would you want Barber to fight next?" I like Jennifer Maya, Andrea Lee, or if Calvillo beats Nina Ansaroff, I like the Calvillo fight. Maybe just to kind of start weeding more fighters out. Like if Calvillo can hang, fine, but I want to see spring cleaning. I want to see some spring cleaning up in that division. I'll take Jennifer Maya or Andrea Lee because she's probably gonna be number 10. So anybody above her and around her, let's do that. Any of those fighters. Side of mine, what's up? Yeah, I'm just letting this video buffer for a minute. I'm just reading some comments before I pull this video. 2B said, post injury, I'm thinking definitely 50-50 or less with Macy, but prior injury, I'd go with 55-45 Casey. I don't know. I'd say the one thing about Casey O'Neill is she throws the connect more. Like I think Casey O'Neill's got a better punch sequence when it comes to her straight 1-2s. You know, her 1-2 is long, and she does try to connect. Like Macy spends the first round shadow boxing sometimes, so that might be a downfall there. But defense, lack of defense on both sides. You know, the lack of defense on both sides kind of makes me say that the one that can club harder is going to win. And, you know, Macy Barber, she hits harder. And Macy Barber can crack inside, outside. And like I said, this ain't no fan pick on either one. You know, like I'm not like this big fan. I'm just looking at the styles. And Barber says she don't want O'Neal or Blanchfield because she don't want to fight down. I respect that. She should not. She shouldn't want to fight him yet. Let's wait. You know, let's wait on that. I'm cool with that. I respect that idea. You know, no more of those like young fighters fighting. Like, let's put her in there with Jennifer Maya, Andrea Lee, and like Aaron Blanchfield. Mix it up with the older fighters and get them out of the way. I don't want to see Casey O'Neal Barber yet, though. All right, hold on.
Same thing with Aaron Blanchfield. She called me out, and it's like, why would I fight you in the contest?
So yeah, last thing I want to talk about. Let's see what she said here.
Is there anyone that you see in the division that would make sense for you next? I haven't looked at it yet. To be honest, when I fought,
Trying to scan through here, but you know, Macy, you know, Macy ain't touching no. Oh yeah, you said Macy would get stopped by O'Neal. I don't know about O'Neal. No, L. Rubin. Don't put O'Neal in there. Santos and Manon for sure, but I can't put O'Neal in there. Barber ain't getting stopped by O'Neal. Will she get stopped by Santos? Yes. Will she get stopped by Manon Firo? Yes. Even if she don't get stopped, she gonna get beat down by both of them. I'm just saying. But when it comes down to O'Neal, that's a close fight. Casey O'Neal is on the level with Macy Barber. When you talking Tyler Santos and Manon, you right with that one. Because you know they the top level. They the top level threats there. Come on now, let's see.
Montana was like called out just got into ring Hollywood. For me to just sit here and be like, yeah, I want this champion to be, and when it, I feel like I don't want to rush things. Like I want to do this, you know, and I truly believe that I could do that, you know. Far away from that. So you have your eyes on the title. Do you see a clear path to that? Do you know?
Here we go.
Do you think about maybe how many wins you are away from that? To be honest, when I was chasing the whole youngest UFC champion ever, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna run through all these girls. I'm gonna do this, you know, and I truly believe that I could do that, you know, and life threw something completely different at me. You know, they were like, all right, we're gonna tear your knee, we're gonna do this. You know, life happens. So for me to say, you know, I want one fight and I want to do it, or 2 fights, I want to do it. You know, I really want to become the best fighter that I could be. And when I feel like I don't want to rush things. Like I want to be like, the moment will present itself, you know, like it will happen when it happens.
I don't know, 1 or 2 fights. Now it's gonna take a lot more than that to compete with Valentina. Or she said when the moment presents itself, her position, I would pump the brakes.
1 fight, great. 2 fights, great. You know, I truly
1 or 2 fights, nah. You know, she's take more than that.
More and more with every fight that she has.
Whoa, hold on, here it goes.
And if it's 1 fight, great. 2 fights, great. You know, I truly believe that I could beat the champion. You know, she's being exposed more and more with every fight that she has.
I'll stop right there. So she said she truly believes she could beat the champion, and she's being exposed more and more with every fight. Every fight, huh? I'm just scratching my ear, make sure I heard that right. Exposed with every fight. I mean, I'm trying to think which fight was Valentina exposed in. Who else gave her a tough fight? I'm trying to think. I can't think of one. You know why? Because there ain't any. There ain't none. So that's what I'm saying. Like this one fight, man. it turned a lot of heads, and now it's got people thinking that they can do the same thing that the last person did. And I think that's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous way of thinking. Like I said, some fighters are built for that type of approach. Some fighters are built for that approach, but some aren't. Like, just because you see one fighter do one thing don't mean you can do it. And this is for fans so they understand when they watch, but this is for fighters too if they listen. Like, just because you see somebody else do it don't mean you can do it. It's like when Mikey Garcia said he saw some Errol Spence. I could say I see something too, but that don't mean I can beat him. I say something about Mike Tyson all the time back in the day, like, certain type of styles. I say, oh yeah, Mike get hit with a long jab, or if you clinch him, you can take away his power. That don't mean I could beat him. That don't mean half the fighters could beat him. I could become a heavyweight and say I seen something in him, but I'd still get knocked out probably. You know what I mean? Like, because you can see it, but it's like, does that mean that you can really capitalize on it? Right? Like, that was another example I was going to use, but it just went, I forgot. But anyways, you see one person do it, and it just seems like everybody starts licking their chops, and they think that it's going to be easy now. It's almost like a relief is off their chest. Before, nobody really wanted to step up. That's the thing too. Like, y'all remember, like, just after the Lauren Murphy fight, Lauren Murphy said, Valentina was Jordan. She was like Michael Jordan in there. Andrea Lee, she said she's near perfect. I don't want to skip over anybody. You know what I mean? Everybody was giving her the perfect nod, right? But now that Tyler Santos did what she did, you're not hearing that anymore. You're hearing more fighters saying, oh, she's being exposed in every fight, or, she can do this. I can do this. I could have did that. I could have been the one to do that. That was supposed to be me. Really? Like, was anybody thinking that before then, or y'all just waiting for somebody to soften her up for you? That's how I kind of see it. Like, everybody kind of waits for that one person. Even like when it comes to fighting a bully or something, people wait for that one person to do it. They be like, oh yeah, I was about to do that, Or now that bully's reputation, his stock goes down because one person, they were able to take it to him and make him look less invincible. But the tone's kind of changed, but that don't mean it's going to change for everybody. Even for Tyler, like, Tyler fought a good fight, but she could very much well lose the next time around because, Valentina could have been the one to say, she could be the one in this next time and figure her out. Right? Valentina's going to have more for the next time. Like, Tyler might just bring the same thing and think it might work, but Valentina might say, I'm going to switch gears this time. She's done that before. She's been in situations where she'll make adjustments and change right in a fight. But that's my thing. It's like, just because one did this don't mean you can. So it shows you how people disrespect sometimes. Like, fighters too, but fans do too. Like, as soon as fighters see one person slip, they pray for your downfall. That's why I'd be like, I don't trust anybody. I just don't trust anybody because, everybody ready to correct you. Even when you're wrong about something, or people think I'm wrong about something. Even on here, people be ready to call me out or correct me. They won't give you props when you're doing right, though. People don't give you props when you're doing good. But, the minute you look bad, they will start talking down on you. That just comes with life. But not to go too deep into it, but that's what it is. That's why the feeling I get, like, the minute this happened, everybody's ready to ride that train and say, oh, yeah, we can do this, we can do that. Mace just need to take her time. Like, Tyler was able to do what she did because of her grind. She didn't do it off of 1 or 2 fights. She's been fighting a long time. And look at Tyler Santos' resume. Like, people talk about her resume, but she only got 1 loss. A lot of finishes, but a lot comes with that. A lot comes with that type of animal that she is. So, being humble is a big part of Tyler Santos too. That's why she gets where she is. Like, it's not just ego with her. Like, she believed not just in herself. She was doing the hard work. Like she didn't just say, well, I believe I can do it, or I believe I can be the young champion. Take more than just saying that crap. You know, words is words. You can keep chanting, I'm the best. But where's the hard work? Like Tyler ain't saying all of that. She just came to work and it showed. But sometimes you keep skipping ahead saying, oh, off of one fight, we riding high. You know, just ignore the question for now. I prefer she just ignore the question. But she want to say this. Hold on.
The moment will present itself, you know, like it will happen when it happens. And if it's one fight, great. Two fights, great. You know, I truly believe that I could beat the champion. You know, she's being exposed more and more with every fight that she has. And we're going to continue to expose that. And I'm going to continue to grind and chase that title. So when it happens, it happens. But when
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like exposing every fight. Like there was only one fight where it was this tight at flyweight. And you definitely don't have the size and the skills like for a bantamweight. So it's just like I'm gonna be real, you know, just be real about it. Like seem like everybody want to be on that, even like me should take. Like she's saying I could have did what she did. I'm just like, sure. Nobody was saying that before. The tone changes now. But it's gonna take more than going off of somebody else's exposure because if you don't have even like the Muay Thai background that Tyler has, where Tyler could still measure range, make Valentina miss some kicks. She had the speed to punch her way in. She had the physical strength to get Valentina down. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then, you know, you got to be able to take heavy, something that might just happen off top. Like, you got to be able to be tough and take a headbutt. Like, do you have that in you? Yeah, I know she fought through a torn ACL. You know, that's, you know, I give her credit for that. But can you still bounce back and win some rounds, though? Like, can you still win rounds after being pushed to certain levels? So there's a lot. There's a lot. Outside looking in, like I said, the keyboard warriors, you know, the people that like to talk, they say that all day too, right? You just say, okay, this person ain't, they'll do this, they'll do that. But they couldn't actually expose the person. You know, they Valentina could very much well get exposed one day, but do any of these other fighters have the ability to do what that particular fighter could do, that exposure? No. Right? And I'm just kind of throwing it out, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna be one or two more fights too. And she said that. I think it's gonna be more. Cause that don't go hand in hand with what she said too, you know, about taking the time. Because she said when the time presents itself, it could be one fight or two. That don't sound like you taking your time. I think much like her and Casey O'Neill, they still have a little ways to go. You know, 3 or 4 fights. I'm fine with 3, 4 fights for them. You know what I mean? Like you only 24. You only 24 years old. At 24 years old, you ain't even hit your prime yet. So take 3, 4 more fights. Ain't nobody gonna say anything. Put a number on it. Yeah, put a number on it. Just be real. Be like, yo, I need 3, 4 more fights before I fight Valentina. Let me go ahead and put together a streak like Tyler did, like Manon did. You know, Manon came to the UFC 2 years ago, um, won for her UFC fights. Okay. Tyler lost her first one, bounced back and won all 4 of the next one, right? So you don't just beat 1 or 2 easy people and then say 1 or 2 more fights. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time, especially with what she wants to expose or whatever you feel like was exposed, when you don't even have that particular style like Tyler has. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. Now, has she improved? Yeah. Again, she's improved for where she's at, but not there. El Ruben said Barber's gonna get. He said gonna get her big head KO by Manon back to the end of the ranks. There we go. Yeah, Manon, she ain't playing, man. Tyler, you know, El Ruben. I don't know if you knew of it, but you know my threats is Tyler, Aaron, Definitely, yeah. But no, those are three fighters I'm looking at always. All three are ranked too. So yeah. That's why I pretty much wanted to just play that little part back because there ain't really much said in the rest of that, right? Hold on, let me see. I just couldn't get that exposed, starting to get exposed in every fight. I can't get off of that part. I just don't see it. To be said, she didn't say it's gonna be two fights. She just said I said that. I said that. Come on, two beats. You know I said that. I said she said if it's gonna be one or two fights, but still, that's not good. That's still not a good look because you ain't prepared. There's no need to rush that. Whether or not she said two fights or if it's one or two fights. That's my point. Regardless, if there's a if there or not, one or two fights is still not enough. Darby, he said Barber couldn't even get eye off of her. Yeah, she sure couldn't in that last round. Robotic says Barber talk like she undefeated. Hold on, let me see.
When it happens, I'll be ready. And that was actually going to be my last question. Obviously, when you look at the champion Valentina Shevchenko, how do you think your style matches up to her? And do you see where you can perhaps beat her? I feel like I am continuing to evolve. I'm continuing to grind, and her holes are continuing to be exposed. Talia Santos, had she not got that head clash thing, and her eye being swollen, I honestly think she would be the champion right now. Everything's evolving, everything's changing, but for me right now, I'm chasing it, and I'm growing. And right now, do I feel like I'm?
Yeah. I don't know about that. Holes continue to be exposed. Like I don't really see nothing too exposed in there. Like even when I'm like trying to do like a keys to victory on how to fight Valentina, like you have to really think. You really have to think. Like you have to look at what that fighter presents. You know what I mean? You really have to listen to what that fight. Hold on. Like, you really have to look and like listen to what they saying. Like, like okay. Well, do you have this certain thing that can counter this person's ability? Like I'm saying, I'm not just picking on her. I'm just talking about this in general, like for anybody that wants to understand the fight game. Um, oh, James Press said he wanted to hear. You want to hear more of it? Hold on.
Exposed. Talia Santos, had she not got that head clash thing,
Hang on, ads playing.
I honestly think she would be the champion right now. Everything's evolving, everything's changing, but for me right now, I'm chasing it, and I'm growing. And right now, do I feel like I'm ready right now? I don't think so. I feel like I need to continue to sharpen up my striking. I need to continue to sharpen up my game. I need to continue to sharpen up my wrestling. But mentally, do I believe I could be the champion today? Absolutely.
Thank you. Macy in the middle. So clearly your game is continuing.
Right now, do I feel like I'm ready right now? I don't think so. I feel like I need to continue to sharpen up my striking. I need to continue to sharpen up my game. I need to continue to sharpen up my wrestling. But mentally, do I believe I could be the champion today? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you got to be that's what I was saying earlier. There's a difference between, saying you believe in yourself versus the hard work. Like she kind of contradicted herself right there. And I'm not looking to pick. I'm just saying what I heard. Because somebody asked me, I'm gonna tell them. So I'll tell them before they ask me. Yeah, my thing is okay. A big part of the fight game is mental, yeah. And your mentality is going to tell you if you think highly of yourself and your confidence that you are ready for that person. But if there's some logic in there, it's going to say, you know what, nah, we need to take a step back and do what we need to do to get prepared for that type of fight. Because in one breath you say that I'm not ready, and then mentally I am. But the fight game is 95, 97% mental. A lot of fighters tell me when I talk to fighters, sometimes they tell me it's like it's in the high 90s. They tell me it's in the high 90s. So my thing is, yeah, like, wait a minute. Now you just said mentally you ready, but I'm not ready. If I was offered a fight now, I'd be ready. I don't know. But no, she's not ready. That don't sound like somebody that's ready. But yeah, I was saying, yeah, if you have a strong mental, sometimes it's going to tell you, like, it's going to give you that confidence and self-confidence, but it's not about that. It's about the hard work. So she just really needs to focus on that part of the game and say, look, this is what we need to work on now. This is how many fights we think we need, and we're just gonna, go from there. We're gonna take it step by step. So yeah, I don't think mentally she's prepared for that match. But yeah, going back to that too, as far as her saying, Valentina's holes are beginning to be exposed. I mean, we only had one fight. She only had one fight that Valentina mostly was tested in, not even exposed, tested. She was tested by a fighter who had size, strength, grappling, experience, all of that. She was tested. Keep telling people that. That's all it is, just being tested. Not exposed, tested. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to talk about with that topic, man. It was just, I don't know. Every time we gotta look at these post fights, we gonna discuss it. Tested and exposed. Hang on. Darby Crash said, "Hey, combo, that was me on Cashapp, Richie Dagger." When did you send something? When did you send it? I didn't get anything. I get text messages, Darby. I didn't get a notification. When did you send it? Just now? Yeah, I didn't get anything. You sure you sent it to the right one? Because I only got one. So, but somebody had a similar name. I hope you didn't send it to the wrong one. Oh, about a month ago. Hold on. About a month ago. I got one in June, but it doesn't say Richie. I don't want to say your name out, out here, but it doesn't say Richie Dagger on it. It's got another name, Darby. I mean, starts with the R too. The last name's a A. I don't want to put you out there like that. So it's initials are RA. I got one a month ago, June 8th. With those initials. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I appreciate that, man. I didn't know that. Okay, that was you. Because I just sent like a reaction to it. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thanks. Yeah, definitely thankful for that, man. I appreciate that. Well, road to 1,000 subs is getting closer. I mean, only got how many more we got? About 70. Less than 70. 68 more. 68 more and we'll have a party. 68 more and we'll be at 1,000 until they take away some. You know how they do. They'll take away some subs, they'll give you some, and then you'll finally settle in. So 68 more and we'll have a party. Takes a while though. Uh-oh. What happened? Somebody getting timed out? Uh-oh. Well, do what you gotta do for now. I'm just y'all handle that. I'm just doing the talking here. Slight of Mine said you missed all my posts. Oh, hold on, man. You been talking? I told you I just been going in today because I'm trying to get done. But since I'm finished with my topics, let me go back and read some comments then. All right. I'm gonna go back right now, Slight of Mine. Hold on. So you said Val wasn't exposed. She was tested. Literally showed why she's the champion. Even taking her down and controlling her still wasn't enough because she had the answer for it. That's a champion. That's true. James Perez said, "What are you more interested in, Bullet or Bullet Pena or Bullet Nunez?" I think Bullet Pena makes a more exciting fight, but Bullet Nunez, I think, stands for more. If Nunez wins against Pena, like if Pena won against Nunez, then Pena Bullet would be like a good explosive fight. I think it'd be more exciting, but because of Pena, but Bullet Nunez, I think that would stand more for like technical supremacy, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like that's that fight between the two best women that have long running history and they got the reputation. So I like Bullet Nunez in that fashion. Side of Mine says she's still top 15 mentally and technically. He says she's too young and inexperienced on this level, being unranked top 10, 15, 10, 5 in championship level tiers are completely different. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know, I break it down to tiers, man. Like, yeah, Macy Barber is still very young when it comes to those tiers. That's why she needs somebody like Jennifer Maya to test her again. Oh, yeah, okay. Slide of Mine. You said Grasso would smoke her again. You said Manon would smoke her. Tyler would smoke her. O'Neal would beat her. And Aaron would beat her. I think the O'Neal fight would be 50-50. I think Barber O'Neal is 50-50. Manon, Tyler, definitely. Aaron and O'Neal, I think those fights are 50-50. Slide of Mine. Yeah. Sorry I missed that comment, man. It was yeah. I think Grasso beats Barber. Yeah, I think style wise, he's just a better technical fighter. Yeah, I read those comments. You still in here, Slide of Mine. But yeah, I just caught that. Yeah, I agree. Tyler, Manon, Grasso beats Barber, but Blanchfield, O'Neal are 50-50 fights. Those are 50-50 in my opinion. Yeah, so yeah, what was the last thing I wanted to say on here? I talked about it already because Coach was in here. I was glad he was in here because I was talking about I love boxing, man, but I'm just kind of like boxing is it's a good sport. I love it. Love to talk about it, teach it, but I don't really like where it goes sometimes, even now. But yeah, I see a lot of like I told Coach earlier, he got some channels out here trying to do the UFC thing. I'm like, come on now, like y'all doing lives on, excuse me, y'all doing lives on the UFC. That's what we supposed to, because we touch MMA. I mean, I touch both. I've never just been dedicated to boxing. Like boxing, definitely my one love. But a lot of people in the boxing world don't like MMA. But now that MMA is thriving, people out here trying to do live streams on it now. I'm like, dang. Takes away from my numbers and Coach's number views. You know what I mean? I was like, yo. And like BJ, he get on and do something. Gets on and do like well, he don't really do fight companions too much on that night, but you know what I mean. Side of Mine say I think they can beat her. Yeah, I think Aaron could beat her. I think Aaron could do it. Yeah, let me rephrase that because I was thinking more of Casey O'Neal. I think Tyler Manon, and Aaron, they could beat Macy. Yeah, I believe they could. I just think that the Casey O'Neill fight is 50-50 when it comes down to defense. Wild Tiger said I'm trying to steer that pot back up with wrestling content on my channel. Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling in like 20 years. But I mean, yeah, if you're a fan of wrestling, there's a lot of fans of wrestling out there. I just ain't watching like 20 odd years now. Maybe 25 years. I can't tell people about anything. When it comes to wrestling. But yeah, let me just read some comments now before I get up out of here because I am done talking. Flyweights, like I said earlier, we got some of them. El Ruben said, I prefer Pena versus Shevchenko. Yeah, I think excitement wise, and they only fought one time, right? So why not? That's a good one. In that fashion, I would like to see it because they only fought one time. But like I said, it's really going to depend on who wins July 30th. My mind might change by that because of how that fight plays out. But Pena, I had picked her to beat Valentina that first time. I did. I really did. And then she got reckless, and I was like, dang, girl, what are you doing? Same thing with GDR. I pick I think I picked GDR in that fight. I picked GDR by knockout. But Pena looked like she was about to win that fight. I was like, okay, you go. Okay, let's go. And then she gets submitted by somebody that don't even submit people. So Pena always makes for an exciting fight. So I can see why people prefer that because she will push Valentina. Like she will disrespect, but it could lead to her getting hurt. Wild Tiger said, I'm still getting better with WMMA. I'm doing good, but still learning. Yeah, it's a fun sport. I mean, MMA in general is. I mean, I just, like I said, I've been watching these women fight for going on almost 20 years. I mean, even like when there was some underground tapes of just like women scrapping in a cage, I was watching those fights. They used to sell these tapes back in the day. I don't even think like these women were like legit fighters. I was just watching it because they were going at it. They were going ham. This was like, when they were tapes. You know what I mean? These women used to be scrapping. El Ruma said the thing is Valentina has good judo and submissions, which Pena took for granted. Yeah. And you remember Pena was telegraphing them knees. Remember that first round? El Ruben, like when Pena was throwing them knees to the body and Valentina timed one and she just like took her off of her feet. And did she do it again in the second round? And that's where like Pena just got sloppy. I can't remember. Was she on top in the guard and Valentina just slid in and got that arm bar? I was like, wow. Yeah, Valentina ain't very reckless with her judo, even like when she tosses you. That's why I had to give Tyler Santos a lot of credit because even when I think, did she get a head and arm throw on Tyler Santos? And Tyler Santos was able to slide out and get her back. I can't remember. That just shows you how quick she is. That shows you how quick Tyler was on her game too. Yeah, she was on her back. Yeah, Valentina was on her back. Yeah. I'm just kind of playing the fight out in my head because I was kicking something that night because I picked Pena to win that night. And like I said, I rarely picked against Valentina, but I like Pena coming out of the tough house. People don't know that about me. Like they don't think I'm a Pena fan, but I'm a hardcore Pena fan then. Like, well, I'm gonna say hardcore, but I was I was a solid fan. I'm still a fan of her, but I used to just get disappointed in how reckless she would get, and I wasn't seeing improvements. But yeah, like when she was in Tough House, I was rocking with her. You know, even to pick Valentina that night, pick against Valentina, and think she had a chance. Yeah, Visa Valentina was on her back. He said then she got Pena's arm and turned over. Yep. Yep. Robot Chicken said, "What about Valentina versus Ketlin Vieira?" Size would play a big factor in that fight, Robot Chicken. You know what I mean? Like, if Ketlin Vieira had more to offer, I would be more like, this is interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Like, what could she be a danger in, right? I still can't pick against Valentina in that fight. Like, I'd see Valentina fighting a smarter fight. Yeah, Ruben. Like, I'd see Valentina because she's more technical. Yeah, like Valentina and Ketlin Vieira would be a technical on Valentina's side, but I don't really see a threat there unless it's just the size. Like with GDR versus Valentina, that's good, man. Like that's a competitive fight. Other than size alone with Ketlin, I don't see her being a problem with Valentina. But if you're talking GDR, that's a good one. Of course, until Val might get her down, then Oh, I'm just looking at the YouTube. Oh, did you get timed out earlier, El Ruben? What happened? El Ruben, cool, man. Like, did y'all have to time him out? I'm looking at the YouTube version here. I was like, y'all timing? Y'all talking trash up in this part? I missed some stuff. See, StreamYard don't show who gets timed out. When I look on YouTube, I'll be seeing people get timed out. Y'all crazy, man. We in here talking, man. Cool, man. 2B said the reality is that a fighter that exposed the champion couldn't convince two judges. She won the fight nor stopped her despite her having her back 3 times. If her ground game was weak and exposed, she'd be stopped. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they gotta be on it. They gotta be on it with the word like exposed. Like people out here just so quick to get mad whenever their favorite fighter or a fighter they don't like is losing, So Darby Crash said Pena was the black sheep in the Tough House. Love when she beat Sean. Oh, Shayna. Yeah. Man, people used to think she was like overconfident or cocky, but I was a fan of her then, man, because it just seemed like to me, I was like, they seemed like they were against her or something. But I was a fan of Juliana Pena in the house. I was going for her. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about real quick before I go. I haven't really been reviewing too much of the Tough House anymore. I kind of stopped at 6 episodes in. I might talk about the fights, but I wanted to talk about that as a whole, man, because I don't. He said he did get. He said he did get timed out already. Okay, don't be blocking El Ruben. I mean, if y'all talking, y'all having fun, it's all good. I mean, if y'all ain't talking too crazy, you ain't got to time people out like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If there's name call, like I say, like personal attacks and things like that. I mean, y'all just having some fun. That's fine. And like I said, I put it in the wrench's hands too. Like I put it in the wrench's hands, so I don't always have to be on my eyes. So if the wrenches feel like it, then maybe they see something. Like I said, I didn't go back and look. I haven't been going back and look, so I put it in the wrench's hands. So y'all folk with wrenches, they got them for a reason. Stamina, TJ, you know what I mean. most WMMA fans facts or opinions, and we still don't call them names. Okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, name calling. Yeah, we'll chill on that. I mean, oh yeah, 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 definitely. El Ruben, yeah, like there's fighters I don't like. I speak on them good or bad. Like a lot of fighters I don't like. Like I don't like Kobe Covington. I don't like Kobe Covington, but he's a good fighter. Don't like him, but yeah, he's a good fighter. Um, ask him about WMMA. Yeah, yeah, sure, man. What's up? Yeah, go ahead, ask El Ruben. Why you asking that question? Yeah, the Tough House. Real quick, y'all, the Tough House. Like I said, I stopped reviewing. I kind of stopped reviewing the episodes because it was the same stuff going on, and there wasn't a lot of Pena Nunez fire in there. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't a lot of fire in there going on. There wasn't a lot of, I expected more, a little bit more drama going on, but there wasn't. So uh, the fight's been decent. The fights have been good. That Chandler Cole fight and that one cat, it was a good fight. Can't remember his name, but they got the last few flyweights matched up. I don't really see like a lot of potential in some of these flyweights though, man. Like I don't see a lot of these flyweights looking like well, I won't say they don't have potential, but they just don't. I don't see them as like the threats that were signed in the very beginning. Like, honestly, like I know y'all probably gonna remember this, but yeah, I think Casey O'Neill beats a lot of them. You know what I mean? That just tells you something, right? Like, I think Casey O'Neill can beat some of these girls. Like, yeah. I'm not trying to say Casey will be a bad fighter. I'm just saying the lower rank, even Melissa Gatto, like Jillian Robertson, I think she beats some of these girls. But Stephanie Gallardo, I think that's her name. She looks decent. And some of these experienced ones. Oh yeah, Helen Peralta, man. She been drinking on the show too, man. And like something told me she was gonna have some issues like that. Like I know they edit some of these shows and they put they put some crazy things up in there. Sometimes they make it look a certain way, but they were up in there making it look like Helen Peralta was drinking. Well, to me, if you're gonna be on this show anyway, I probably wouldn't be hitting the bottle like that. Helen Peralta, she came straight in going for the liquor, and I think she came to training camp, smelling like it. So Pena sent her home. But Helen was saying that she was feeling a certain way because she didn't make it to the semifinals or whatever. But I'm like, that's a part of the game. Like Helen Peralta, she had she came in with a high reputation. I see your question, Ruben. I'm gonna answer it in a minute. She came in with a high reputation, but it takes more than that because these girls are hungry. And my thing is, Helen Peralta didn't really look like a flyweight. She looked like a strawweight. So I knew that some of these girls were gonna give her problems, right? So she should have came in with more hunger. She should have came in with some more hunger than and focus. But like I said, maybe she wasn't drinking like they said, but they made it look like she was coming in there smelling like it. So there's nobody to blame but her on that. El Ruben said, "What do you think about the call out of Rousey to Carano?" I haven't really talked about that, man, because I don't really see like I really don't see like a need for it. Ronda Rousey been gone for so long. Gina Carano's been gone for over 13 years now. I remember watching that fight when it first went down, like on Showtime, and I thought she would have came back, but I guess it would be just like a fun, casual entertainment fight. But her saying that that's the only fight she comes back for, I think she's just kind of throwing it out there saying that that's all I would do it for. It's just for like entertainment and to do it just to do it. But I don't think she's really seeing it as a serious call out. You know what I mean? And honestly, Ruben, I haven't really paid attention to it after that. I heard it, and then I was just kind of like, okay. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you say you don't like Kobe, but he's a great fighter. Yeah, he's a good fighter, man. He's very good. James Press said, "Is Kobe ducking Hamza or what? He's supposed to be next." Ooh, is he ducking him? I don't think he's ducking him. I don't like Kobe, but I don't think he's ducking him. Will Hamza win that fight? Possibly. I don't think he's ducking him, no. He said Carano was on Joe Rogan podcast. She said she was willing to do it for motivation. And she said she'd do it for Rousey. If they do it, it might turn out to be something like do you think they would go all out? That's the question. What do you think, El Ruben? Like, do you think they'll go all out and make it like a fight, or do you think it'll be like that Roy Jones, Mike Tyson exhibition since they've been gone for so long? Like, do you think it'll be that type of fight, or do you think they will scrap it up? I'm gonna go with Carano. I always thought Carano had more skills, solid foundation, good hands. Oh wow, dang man. Yeah. I like Carano. I'll go with Carano in that one. If it was to happen, yeah, I'll go with Gina Carano. But yeah, it's going to take a minute for them to get in shape, Like, yeah, Carano, she's thick, man. Like, and I mean, in a good way too, in a good way. I'm not trying to say, a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, she's not really like in that fighter weight anymore. She's 40. More, she's got that voluptuous figure now, right? That's the word, right? She's got that type of figure now. It's gonna be hard to lose that weight, you know what I mean? So that'd be tough. Ronda's what? How old is Ronda? Is Ronda 35? Oh yeah, she is. I just took a guess too. I was like, I know she's up in that realm. Yeah, she's 35. So I don't know. You know what? Ronda's staying much more in that fighter shape though, right? She's staying in that realm where she's wrestling, she's more physical. I don't know. I guess it would depend on the weight. It kind of would depend on the weight. But then, Carano, she stays in type of fighting shape too. She's, doing these stunts. She was doing some movies. You still have to be in some type of shape. Stamina said Carano might need to fight at welterweight, best case. No lie. I would try for maybe. I think they could talk like maybe 145 or 155. And, not to be funny. I'm just saying, like, yeah, lightweight, something like that. Ain't no need to try to get down to 135 for either of these girls. Well, ladies now. BP said thoughts on Leah Letson and Chelsea Chandler. I like that fight. I would like it better if it was at 145, but it's a bantamweight. So I think it really depends on what the weight's going to do to him, BP. But it should be a good fight. Yeah, Chelsea and Leah, that should be a good fight. I just hope that, that weight's not an issue. Darby crazy. Darby said Carano is the heavy. Oh man. Y'all gotta stop, man. Carano the heavyweight tag. Yeah, so that's why Carano would use the fight for motivation to lose weight and give her 6 months. She said give her 6 months on the podcast. Okay, 6 months. 6 months to do it. Okay. Yeah, I think 145. Yeah, 145 is fair. Just so it ain't too rough on, Ronda's been gone for what? 6 years. Gina's been gone 13, 35, and 40 years old. No need to do it. If it's just one fight, make it a weight that they both can agree on. Yeah, 145, something like that. That's fair enough to me. Ulysses, he says she ready for Ngannou. Dang. TJ said good luck throwing Gina. Wow. James Press said in this YouTube fighting age seems good to me. They might sell much more than real WMMA fights. I agree with that. That will happen though. So, like what y'all talking about, El Ruben, when you bring that up, yeah, it would do something big for WMMA. It might be needed, you know what I mean, for just to kind of pep the sport up now. And yeah, you're right, James. It probably would do better than a lot of these fights. Like I bet you Gina versus Ronda still does more than. Unfortunately, it would do more than Shevchenko and Miesha Tate. I say it that way because Shevchenko has been working so hard. She's been a long time champion, and she's trying to get a pay-per-view. This would be her first pay-per-view. But yeah, I think that would happen. Like Rousey Carano would bring in like a big fan base. It'd bring in all the lovers of WMA, all the women that looked up to them. And it would do more than that pay-per-view, yeah. James Press at 150. Yeah, around that range. I think that would be good. I don't know, James Press. I don't really have a problem with her mental well-being in that fight. I think they probably would go into it fighting, but at the same time, I think her mind state is different now. I think her mind state would be different than it was back then. I think she's grown, mature. She's a family woman now, wife. I don't think she's that competitive type of fighter. So I think it would be a fight just for that age, for the time. So you feel this fight could do over 1 million views? Yeah, there's a lot of people. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't talked about it really because I wasn't taking it seriously, but I watch it. I will watch it. I mean, since there are people talking about it now and it's you showing interest, I might do a video on it now. I might talk about it because it could happen, and I revisit because, like I said, Carano was one of the women that got me into watching WMMA. Yeah, to be Shevchenko doesn't draw for a few unfortunate reasons. Yeah, so her Shevchenko Tate, it would not do those numbers. Question is, I wonder who would promote it. Like, would it turn out to be one of those Triller events? Is that Triller TV or something like that? Would it be one of those exhibit promotion companies that does those exhibitions, or would like Dana White link up and try to promote Ronda and Gina in this fashion? Seeing as how she never fought, seeing how she never fought for, Gina Carano never fought for the UFC, like that would be interesting. Let's see, Brian said I would only watch it to pay homage to them as pioneers. Yeah, I would tune in. Like I said, I heard people talk about it, but I wasn't really seeing it that way. But now that I remember, like when I used to watch them fight, I would tune into it like that. Yeah, it'll be UFC. Yeah, okay. But not Gina though, right? Gina Carano not on the UFC. You mean just Ronda, right? Oh yeah, and you got to remember, yeah, Carano's got that whole thing going on now with her. The political stuff too, right? So yeah, TJ, you're right. A lot of people would want to see Carano lose that fight because a lot of stuff was going on. Yeah. Okay, that's right. He said the Gina's contract from Strikeforce went to the UFC. Oh, yeah. Okay. Scott Coker used to be part of Strikeforce back then, right? Yeah, but now UFC bought them. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right. Because right when that was happening, that's whenever Dana was kind of voicing that he would never have women fight. Yeah, crazy how long these contracts last, huh? But that'd be cool. Yeah. Get it. Yeah, get it signed. WMMA needs like a spark of entertainment. Neither one of them were like bad fighters. So yeah, she's on the UFC contract. Okay. She said it. Okay. Sink said, I hope Pena's jab. She jabs Nunes. She's gonna have to use that jab again. Nunes will need to move her head if she wants to win this fight. She did not do that last fight. Sink said, what y'all think about yesterday's main event? It wasn't bad. I was pushing for Cannonier to win the fight, but I knew that Izzy just had too much for him. It was a good technical fight. Sink, I liked it. I liked what Izzy was able to do as far as neutralize Cannonier. And it really just came down to levels after a few rounds. Like Cannonier, I maybe gave him one round, but then there came a point where everything was shut down. Like he couldn't get past his jab. Those head kicks. But it wasn't a bad main event. It wasn't like explosive either. But I think my favorite fight was at Alex Pieta knocking out Sean Strickland. That was probably my favorite fight on the card. Yeah, Ulysses. I gave Cannonier about the third round. But yeah, I was loving that left hook, boy, that Pieta set up. And Stoyanko and her armbar. Zama said Volkanovski's pound for pound number one. Can't really pick against Volkanovski in that fight, man, because it was like, yeah, that hook, man, was like a sledgehammer, man. I mean, I don't know what Sean Strickland was doing, but I had picked Pieta to win this fight. I was like, you know what? This guy is solid. Pieta is solid on his kickboxing. Why is Sean Strickland walking forward? Like, why is Sean Strickland was walking forward with a sign on his chest that said, please knock me out. That's what it said. Like, no jokes. That's what it seemed like. Sean Strickland had a big tattoo on his chest that said, please knock me out, with that approach he was taking. Pieta, 6'4" kickboxer that, knows how to use his range, knows how to pick you apart. He can go down to the legs, he go up to the head with ease. Like I said, I followed his kickboxing now. That's why I said the one Izzy fight, Izzy was ahead, right? But Izzy got laid out. This guy, you don't stand with him for a reason. Those reasons, because he packs that power. I thought it was gonna be the right hand. That's why I was so impressed by it, because the way that left hook came, and Sean Strickland's eyes were still on Pieta, and that left hook touched him. I was like, oh yeah, he's going to sleep now. He going to sleep, because the ones you don't see hurt the most, man. And when he went down, 8-1 right hand, that was it. And then when you see him get back to his feet, yeah, that was probably like knockout of the night or finish of the night. Potential knockout of the year, maybe, man. Yeah. The second fight. Yeah, the second fight was the knockout. Yeah, the second fight with Izzy because Izzy lost the first fight. I remember that. The second fight, Izzy started to do a little bit better in that fight, but boom, he got knocked out. Ruth said I started watching Alex before the UFC, and I'm like, this dude is legit good. Yeah. The only thing I was questioning at first was I was just looking at his resume at first. I was like, he's 5-1. He's gonna be dealing with a lot of experience. But then when I saw Sean Strickland's approach, I was like, you know what? I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just watch this play out, because this approach is gonna play right into his hands. And sure enough, it did. Zama said, Izzy Pieta, who you got? You said 65-35. Might be a little closer. It might be a little closer, because Pieta, he knows how to measure the distance, and people don't think about this, man, but mental play a big factor here. Psychologically, history. Like, Carla Rose was a terrible fight, but I had to go with Carla in that rematch, because Carla, and sometimes a fighter, their mental game, how they approach a fight, tells you something. This being MMA, and with the history factored in, I don't know, man. That's close, man. Izzy and Pieta, because I think he might just have the style that gets to him. So I'm gonna say it's close. I ain't gonna pick right now. I can't pick right now. Izzy being a champion, I know he's probably learned from that, but it's like in that 60-40 range. Because Pieta is strong now. Izzy don't really wrestle too much. That's the thing. Like, I can't see him switching to another gear of wrestling. Like, his wrestling's not that good. He's okay on the ground when he's there, but Izzy's not really going to switch game and wrestle here. It's going to come down to a striking fight. It's going to come down to a striking fight, and if it's another pure striking fight, you can't help but say Pieta's got a great chance in this fight. Because like I said, he's not really like skinny either. Like, he's solid, 6'4", solid, good balance, hard leg kicks, good timing, not off balance, real coordinated for that long length. Sometimes these guys look gangly at 6'4", so you can get knocked around, but he's a solid 6'4". Yeah, James Perry, he's not going to wrestle him. He's not going to wrestle him. I don't see him wrestling here. El Ruben said he's going for a Pieta. Yeah, man, it's been getting on my nerve with some things too, man. But yeah, I'm definitely not, Yeah, Pieta, he's looking good right now. Yeah, James. Sean wasn't going to beat Izzy. Yeah, Sean was going to get cut up. So he just had to get weeded out. Robot Chicken said I was swearing Izzy was going to KO Jared when Alex KO Strickland. Pieta's older, but I was just about to say that. I was gonna say, he's on that leg where he wants to go ahead and get it. Yeah, he did gas out in that silver fight. Yeah, he did. But he's familiar with Izzy's style, so it's gonna come down to pacing itself and rhythm. Really. But yeah, man. About to get up out of here now. You had good conversation today. Good talk. Good fight card. Let me see. Yeah, final thoughts. So, like I said, man, going back to that main topic, Macy Barber, she need to, just chill out with that exposed talk. I'm being real. Like, everybody want to believe in itself, but belief is one thing, but hard work is another. All right. That's for everybody. Belief is one thing, but hard work is another thing. You can say you can do this all day, but do you got the hard work? Do you got the blood on your hands? Do you got the calluses to prove that you did the hard work before or that you've been through it? Do you got the cuts? Do you got all that experience? All day long you can say, oh yeah, I'm the best, or I mentally I can do it, but that ain't nothing. If you ain't got the skills. So yeah, that's why I want to say my final thoughts on that. But next weekend we got, as far as the women, Antonina Shevchenko, Courtney Casey. Then we got Cynthia Calvillo versus Nina Ansaroff. And on the main card, no women. No, that's it as far as the women go. The week after that, we got Lamos and Waterson and Tate and Murphy. So a few flyweight fights, nothing too big though. Yeah, good chat, great chat. I said, got some new people up in here. I know El Ruben, you probably been here before, but yeah, definitely come on back. We'll be back Wednesday to talk. I think that nickname. I think Barber's earned that nickname on a lot of channels, though. I'm just saying she's earned that nickname from other people. Robot Chicken says, "What's going to happen when UFC books Alex against wrestlers like Vittori and Brunson?" Oh yeah, you right about that, man. Vittori ain't no joke, man. Derek Brunson ain't either. Runner, he said Joe Rogan's head's looking big too. Oh man. But we do need this kind of fire from Barber. Like, whether you like it or not, her talking is important because it's putting some light on the division. Because right now we ain't getting nothing from bantamweight as far as this, So the more she talk, the more to make it interesting when she get to some point, or like whenever she runs into Manon, right? That's what you need to be calling out. Call out Manon. Call out Viviana Arujo. Don't worry about the champion. Yeah, Ravioli said Barber is the villain. Flyweight knees. Yeah, you're right. She got us talking. She earned nicknames like El Ruben over here. Call. Oh man. Ravioli said I have a finish. Anthony is getting finished too. Yeah, I'm going with early pick. I'm going with Courtney Casey. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Courtney Casey. Robot Chicken said he thinks Antonina beats Casey. Her strike is way better. Striking might be better, but I think Casey's more of a go-getter, like she's a little bit more of a brawler and she's a roughhouser, which might leave her open to a submission or knockout. But I think some fighters like to bully Antonina a lot. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that now. Hit that like on your way out. Appreciate that from everybody. See, even Stammer, you got to get in on this one too. He said her lollipop head's out of control. See, like I said, it's everybody's got this one for. She's kind of like the gimme. Like, So I know when y'all trash talking, y'all saying that, ain't nobody getting timed out on that one because that's just like a go-to now. Everybody got a nickname for the head. Coach, I hear him over there talking about Macy head. So, and he's just joking. He's just joking. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all Wednesday on the next one. Good to be back up in here. Combo Breaker 99. I am out of here. Subscribe, peace. Yeah, Manone's good. Yeah, Manone's good. Everybody know who the Manone fan is on this channel. That's me, right? All right, y'all. I'm out.